Yeah, that's just my little disclaimer. Don't think you about to get rich tomorrow, because girl, you not. All right, hey y'all, listen, I'm back being consistent. I'm gonna try to be. I'm not even gonna promise that to y'all. I'm sorry. This is the reason why I've been so inconsistent with posting and just been MIA, child. Listen, I've been working, I've been learning this new skill, which is option trading. Listen, option trading is gonna be the thing that changes my life. I'm speaking it into existence. And if you're watching this, I hope that for you too. Like, the amount of money you can make doing option trading is incomprehensible. Like, yeah, option trading is really like that. Like, I just use my computer / phone and you're good to go. But let me just say a little disclaimer. Option trading is not if you want to get rich fast, child. It definitely took me about like maybe 4, 5, 6 months of just studying. I was losing at first. Probably my first like 3 months trading, I just started becoming like consistently profitable. Like, the month of March, I started with like $200 in my account. I'm already at $800 and it's March 18th. Listen, once you lock in and you really get your groove, it's up from there. And when I say, like, you probably see these niggas on Instagram posting like $10,000 days, 50, 60. I seen $63,000 in a couple hours. I'm like, bruh, you got to understand that they have more money that they're playing with. Like, for a small account like me with the $200, I can only buy maybe like 1 or 2 contracts. With them, they buying like 50 contracts. They buying stocks that have a higher ATR, which is like average true range, how much a stock moves per day. It's a whole lot of variables that go into trading. And I just want to say, if you really want to get into it, that if you put in the work, it's going to show. Like, the progress is going to be worth it. But you got to put in the work. You got to study. And you got to really want it, just like anything else in life. But, yeah, that's just my little disclaimer. Don't think you about to get rich tomorrow. Because, girl, you know. But I'm going to show y'all the basics, what's been helping me, how I've been leveraging my money. I just wanted to mention, this video is for people that just barely know nothing about trading, child, or they just like me. I like stuff in layman's terms. Like, put it as simple as possible, because I don't know all those technical terms. Just show me what it looked like, what I gotta look for, and just the basics. So that's what I'm gonna provide for y'all. All right, y'all, so this is TradingView. I'm gonna hide my little lines and everything. I'm also hide the indicators. So you got this, child. Okay, so you got this regular looking chart, right? And this is the daily time frame, mind you. So the chart opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time and it closes at 4 p.m. So you got about 8 hours to trade, 7.5, something like that. And this, the only amount of movement that it moved in that one day, versus this day where it had movement from 89.02 all the way up to 96.69. So that was a really good day, whoever played AMD on that day. But if you move to the 1 hour time frame, please let me know if I'm going too fast, y'all. And I'm willing to answer any questions. Just drop it in the comments. But yeah, this was that all, 6 of these candles. That was that one candle on the daily time frame, and so on and so forth. You can go down into 30 minutes, 15 minutes, all the way down to 5. 5 is the lowest I'll use. I don't play with the 1 minute. That's just too much. But a trick I use, so like if I'm looking to jump into a play, say I'll go on the daily time frame go on the daily time frame. This would be a good example. And I'll chart, click this little line over here, horizontal line, previous day high and the previous day low. Y'all just gonna have to bear with me. I'm gonna just bold these yellow lines so y'all don't get confused. Make it a little bit thicker. So I'll chart the previous day high and the low. The high and the low, let me just explain a little candle for you. It's quite easy to understand, but I'm gonna just break it down. So the high would be the, you know, the utmost high of the candle. This is where it closed. This is where it opened, and this is the bottom, the absolute lowest point during that day. And this green rectangle right here is called the body. And then for a red candle, it's just the opposite. So this would be the high, this would be the open, and this would be the close. And then of course, this is still the lowest point, the low of the day. It's opposite because, like, I mean, obviously the red and the green, positive, negative. So it has to open at a higher point than the close, and then vice versa for the green candles. Open, close, positive movement, open, close, negative movement. But anyways, back to the charting. See those yellow lines? Let's go to the 15-minute. And with me, I got ADHD, so like I'm just constantly switching between different charts, different, you feel me, time frames. There's a lot that goes on. But yeah, that was that daily candle that we just charted. That was the low of the day, and that was the high of the day. This is on the 15 minutes. So if I was playing this trade, I will wait until it passes either that high or that low, and it didn't even get close to that previous day low. So obviously it's going to be in an uptrend, most likely. But I would wait until a full candle on the 5-minute. Am I going too fast, y'all? I just switched to the 5-minute. I will wait till a full candle opens up above that line that we charted. This didn't open, like, you feel me? It didn't open completely above, so you can choose not to get in, but I mean, this looked good to me. Once I see it has a lot of strength, like, this is a really good strength candle. You see how long this green body is? That's a good indicator to get in a trade. You get in on that candle right there, then me personally, I switch to the higher time frames just because it's easier to look at. It's not as much noise. Where'd it go, y'all? Just be patient with yourself, because, child, I'll be messing up too. See, it's not as much noise. It's obviously breaking through these. Child, that's a great trade. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm going to explain these little blue and yellow and red lines also. But yeah, that's a good trade. Staying in the higher time frames, getting in on the 5-minute, switching to maybe the 15 or the 30. It's a game changer, bro. It's a game changer because nothing is telling you, oh, let me get out of this trade until it start, you know, looking funny up here, starts to consolidate. Consolidate means it's moving sideways, basically. So that was a good little play from $90 to $96. That's a bag right there. I should have gotten that play there. But yeah, that's a good play. What else? These lines, these are called the 3SMMA. That's what the indicator is called. Let me give y'all the full name. I'll probably drop it in the description. Yeah, it's just called 3SMMA. And my settings, let me show y'all. These are literally my settings. You can copy it if you want. The length is 3, 7, and 21. Listen, I'm not going to tell y'all the exact meaning because personally, I don't know. I just know. This is what I know. If it stays on top of the blue line, aka the 3, then it's in an uptrend. But once it starts, you know, getting like that, it's like, I don't know. And then once the yellow and the blue cross, hold on, let me show you an example. Right there, but not really. Once the yellow is on top of the blue, that basically indicates a downtrend. You see, especially if the red is on top of both. Like, look, right here, it starts to cross. But yeah, I don't rely solely on one indicator, but that's a good little indicator I use. But yeah, all of those cross at this point right here. You see that super huge movement to the upside. Right here, I get a little shaky. They're real close together, so I wouldn't play that. But right here, when the red is super below, I'm like, shoot, I'll jump into that. And then right here is wonky again. So just a bunch of consolidation right here, so I wouldn't play that. But yeah, that's one of the indicators that I like to use. These little pink dots. That's the VWAP. I'm not sure what that means completely either, but I just know if it's under VWAP, that's a downtrend, and then if it's above, you're good to stay in. I forgot what that stands for. Volume weighted. Child, I'm not even gonna try, but yeah, that's the VWAP. I'm gonna show y'all my settings for that also. It's just called VWAP AA, and then you can screenshot this and just add it to your chart if you want. Pick whatever color you want. It don't have to be little circles. It could be a line. See? But I like the circles just because I have so many lines on my chart. But honestly, this chart is pretty, like, you know, straightforward. I don't gotta do too much. It's really, I don't like a whole bunch of extra. It's not that serious. And then this right here, this is another indicator. This is really good. This is a whole lot. You don't have to add this, but it's super helpful. It's just different retracement levels. So different levels that are either support or resistance. And there's strong levels. So either it's going to consolidate or it's going to have a hard time getting past that level for real. So you got the weekly high, the weekly 0.5, which is between, you know, the high and the low. Weekly low, I got the daily 0.5, month high, month 0.5, month low, 3 months, and then I have the years. And those are all strong levels, like I said. So if you, start getting funny acting around, look, it just surpassed that level. So, but you see how it stopped right there? Yeah, so it could have been it stopped and then it took a little retracement, but it flew back up. So that was cool. Then you got a monthly high right there. Levels start to, you see how they attracted to that level? It's like, do I want to go back down or it's trying to choose direction around that level. Just like right here, that's the month high. It kept touching it a couple times, but eventually it went past. Same with this, you know. But yeah, those are just levels. If you want to add that, super helpful, like I said. Also, what else? Oh, so this is the ATR. This is the average true range. So basically how much the stock moves per day in like dollar amounts or points. And also it indicates full time frame continuity. So once you see like a stock that's all green or all red, that's a super great indicator that, oh, okay, let me just follow this trend. Trading is all about following the trend. Like, don't try to go against it. If you see stuff going up, listen, jump in. Unless it's close to the ATR, like say $89 to 96. That's way past the ATR, so they must have had like some type of news or something. But it went really well that day. But yeah, if it's all green or all red, that's a good indicator also. And it's called the Strat Teach V2. And these are just my settings. You can screenshot it. And I'm going to try and put all these indicators in the description. I got to figure out how to share these. But yeah, these super helpful. Super helpful. I don't really touch nothing on this, except for the VWAP, since I already have the VWAP, but yeah, all that's just the same. And this right here, child, It don't say nothing right now because it's the weekend, but I look at these two boxes right here. Buy volume, it'll usually have a number, and then sell volume. A good indicator, like say this was all green. Don't mind that one right there. Just picture it's all green. And then you have the buy volume at like 2 million and the sell volume at like 1,000. If you don't hop in that damn trade, like, it's really that simple, bro. Like, add these indicators and just listen and trust yourself. When they say trading is really 90% mental, they're not playing, bro. And then also I look at, when I'm charting, let me try and move over a little bit. But yeah. Oh, hold on. When I'm charting, I'll look over here because they give you like a full analysis or like key stats. I look at the key stats. So if the volume for the day is higher than the average volume, that's another indicator. Bro, like this might hit his ATR. Most likely is going to hit his ATR. You got the volume, you have the full time frame continuity, and then you also have the buy versus sell volume that's telling you, hey, you might could be able to get out. You feel me? So, or you might be able to get into this trade. Like it's telling you, ding, ding, ding. If it's hitting all of your checks, listen, I'm hopping in that damn trade, y'all. You feel me? But if it's near a level like this, like the weekly high or something, I'll wait until it opens above that. Like how that was stuttering right there, I'll wait till it opens above and might even swing this trade overnight, bro. Because swing trades been getting money lately because, listen, let me just say the volume has not been great during the trading day. A lot of people are switching to swing trading, which is just like, it's just holding a trade overnight, you know? Holding a trade overnight, you get stupid percentages. Like, I swung Mara the other day. This day, bruh. I swung it, I got in, I think, right here, around right here. And I swung it for calls, which means I thought it was going to go up. And it jumped the next day. Luckily, I got out at the tippy top because it dropped all the way down that day. But yeah, I got out as soon as the market opened, bruh. I was like, give me my money. They had earnings too. They failed earnings. That's probably why they went down. But yeah, what else can I show you? Oh, okay. So these the green and the red lines is basically marking the previous day high and low. And that indicator is called, this was a custom indicator from one of the people in my Discord. You can either show the daily levels or you can show the pre-market levels. Pre-market levels are good for if the stock exactly gaps up. So it'll just use those levels to indicate if you should get in the trade or not. Honestly, I mean, you could have, this was just too wicky for me. So the wicks are just, it's not the body. The wicks are these little lines at the top or the bottom. Like how I went, so basically this is saying like, it opened here. Turn this off. It opened here. And then it went all the way up here. But then it went all the way down. And then it all the way down here. But then it ended up closing here. Same with this. Opened here. This was the high up here. But then it came right back down. As low as right here. Closed right here. For this one, it opened here. Got as low as right here. High is right here. But it closed here. Does that make sense? I hope y'all can see like my line too. Like, so right here. It opened here, got as low as right here. And the high is where it closed. So it doesn't have a top wick. I'm not really too big on hammers and dojis and shooting stars. This is a hammer, I believe. This is a shooting star, but I'm not going to teach y'all that because I'm not even too sure, child. So It's a whole bunch of different things to look at when you trading, but these are just the basics. I hope this was really like straightforward. Let's see what else I can show y'all. Oh, let me give y'all a tip. Let me give y'all some gems real quick just for staying this long, because this gonna be a long video, child. But this is a little cheat code. You see the link? optionseducation.org. This shows you the most active options for the day, and it's telling you the percentages that it's doing. Look, FRC. Let's look at FRC. That jig did damn near 2,000%. Let's see FRC. See, FRC shit it. Especially since that's a small cap. Small cap means like, it's just like, not little money, but it's not as expensive as things like Tesla or goddamn SPX. You gotta play with like hundreds to thousands of dollars. But this right here, you could probably jump in with a little bit of money, and they made bank, whoever was in this jank, because this been moving. Oh, the ATR is 12.87. That's really good for this small cap. For real. This jank been moving though. But you see, with this indicator, since it didn't gap up or down, it wasn't no huge gap, I would switch back from pre-market to daily. And then you see, it was in that box all day. It's a downtrend, but I wouldn't have played it just because it didn't break the high or the low of the previous day. So, but if you was charting this one, gap down though, so you would have charted from here to here, and then once it opened up over here, you see, does that make sense? How it gapped down? And pay attention to the indicators. Remember, that's why you don't count on just one, bruh, because you would have missed that whole movement, because the yellow and the blue line didn't cross till about right here, which is still a good move. You got from like what, 95 all the way up to damn near 40. Damn. That's a good move. So you could have still played that. But, yeah, this red line be a little late to the party. This is just showing like it's still overall in the downtrend. It had a little bump up, but it continued right back down. And this full time frame continuity, it's all red. The sell versus the buy. The sell is twice as high. Look at the volume. 149 million. Versus the average volume of 76.33 million. So this would have been a good little play for this day. Let's look at it on the daily time frame. I'm gonna try and show y'all like different ways to look at it. So yeah, it's been moving lately, because usually it got these small little daily candles, but recently, listen, that's a, what type of move is that? From 45 all the way to 95. Just in a day. That's a crazy move, y'all. That's a crazy bag. And even though it's below that candle, it's still green, because this was the open, this was the low, this was the close, and this was the high. The open was below the close, and vice versa for this. The open was above the close. You feel me? So this was a really great play. Weekly 0.5, weekly low. Yeah, this is a nice little, what else? That's a really great site. I'll look at that site before I start picking out stocks to chart for the day. I mean, that's cool. But yeah, when I'm looking for charts or different stocks to play for the day, I just look at the daily. Like, this would have been good because it has so much movement this day. And you like, oh, is it going to continue? Plus, it had this gap to fill. One thing about gaps, they have to be filled. So that's a good indication. Oh, maybe I should play this. This little gap. It didn't completely fill the gap, but eventually it has to. So that's another one. That's another little tip. But yeah, that's really it. That's really, you feel me? You got this site that I like to use also. It's called Sector SPDR. And it's like, you got different sectors that have different stocks in them. Like, oh, child, look at financials. If you've been reading the news on financials lately, you'll see why the volume is so heavy. And it has things like, y'all can see, it has JPM, Berkshire Hathaway, Wells Fargo. Like Bank of America did 3.97, heavy volume, 130.67 million. Look, compared to all the other ones, 15 million, 38 million. Still good volume, but Bank of America would have been the one to play, you hear me? Even though I only moved 1.15, shoot, that's just a lot for that stock. That's a lot for that stock. Also with this one, you see, because versus this is a 2.8 change, and it moved 8.5, but it's way higher, $293 versus the $27. So, you know, just factoring all of that in. But yeah, that's really all I use. This is the basics. If you're not in any discourse, this is a really good site to access. If you want to get into sector rotation, so if you focus on, for example, financials one day and then energy the next day, or the next week is materials, you could do that and look at different sectors. So financials is classified as XLF. And as you can see, it's been in a downtrend. So that gives you an overall, and it's full time frame continuity, super high sell volume versus buy. So it's basically telling you, yeah, this is in a downtrend. And look at the 3S MMAs. Yep, I got it right, yeah. I really hope y'all are learning something. And it's under VWAP, so yeah, I wouldn't even jump in calls. Like this had a little bump up right here, but probably just to fill that little gap. And then it went right back down. So yeah, I will look at the different sectors, look at the different stocks, and then just play with it. Like, you're not going to get it the first time around. It might take you a little while, but if you be patient and consistent, you're going to get it. And yeah, like I said, start at the 5 minute for your entry if you plan on jumping into a play. And then, so you don't get spooked out by all this little movement, thinking it might be a reversal to the upside, switch to the 30. Because look, you don't have all that noise. It's a straight downtrend, red candles, nothing telling you to get out. Except for like about right here where it start getting, you know, weak. Especially right here when it started to touch VWAP, I would have got out. Yep. But yeah, that's my little tutorial. I really hope I wasn't all over the place because I also want to add, I use this app called Thinkorswim to actually like put in my trades. Because TradingView is just to look at the stocks and the movement and all the indicators and stuff. But to actually like enter trades and get your money, I use Thinkorswim. It's a couple other apps you can use like Webull, Robinhood. I use Thinkorswim and it works just fine. And I'm sure there's plenty of tutorials on Thinkorswim. It's kind of easy. It looks intimidating, but once you get the hang of it, you're good to go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, ask your questions in the comments and let me know what you think about this video. And I'm gonna catch you on the next one.